Single element replacement is when one element moves or trades places with another element. Examples: magnesium and water react to form or create magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide and potassium nitrate form to create sodium nitrate and potassium hydroxide. Zinc and lead 3 nitrate react to create zinc nitrate and lead. Synthesis happens when two or more reactants create a single element or product. Example: iron and sulfur react to create iron 2 sulfide. Example: lead and oxygen react to create lead 4 oxide. Example: potassium metal and chlorine gas react to create potassium chloride. Decomposition occurs when a single element is subjected to an energy type of source like heat, light, or electricity and creates two separate elements. Example: water reacts to create hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Sodium iodide separates into sodium and nitrogen gas. Sodium carbonate separates to form sodium oxide and carbon dioxide. Combustion happens when a substance reacts with oxygen, producing heat and light when it releases energy. Methane and oxygen react to form carbon dioxide and water. Propane and oxygen react to form carbon dioxide and water. Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas react to form water. Double replacement: when two separate compounds trade or switch one element each and the two compounds end up completely different. Example: sodium hydroxide and copper 2 chloride form sodium chloride and copper 2 hydroxide. Example: potassium cyanide and hydrobromic acid react to form potassium bromide and hydrogen cyanide. Example: 8 hydrobromic acid and sodium hydroxide react to form sodium bromide and water. And then the examples. First, I look at the periodic table and I find that the symbols and charges of hydrogen gas and oxygen and water. Hydrogen is H and oxygen is O, and oxygen has -2 charge and hydrogen has +1 charge. Then I look to see if there's any ratios, and there is a ratio, so it's 2-to-1 ratio, so it's H2O. And then I look to see if everything's balanced, and it's not. So I have to make this chart and put a 2 in front of the H to make it balance. Then synthesis. Potassium metal and chlorine gas react to form potassium chloride. So I look at my periodic table, and potassium is K and Cl is chlorine. So I put that, and then I see that potassium charges +1, and chlorine is -1. So it's 1-to-1 ratio, so there's nothing to change. And then it's balanced. And then decomposition. Sodium carbonate react to form sodium oxide and carbon dioxide. So Na is sodium, carbonate is CO3, and oxygen is O. I look at the charges. CO3 or carbonate is -2 charge, sodium is +1 charge, and that's it. And then I look to see if there's a ratio, and there is. So that puts Na to O for that one. And then I look to see if it's balanced, and it is in my chart. And then single replacement. Sodium hydroxide and potassium nitrate react to form sodium nitrate and potassium hydroxide. I look at my periodic table, and I get all the charges and letters, and then I see if there's any ratios, and it's all 1-to-1 ratios, so I don't need to put any subtitles in there. And then it's all balanced, so there's nothing to change. And then finally, double replacement. Potassium cyanide and sodium hydroxide reacts to form sodium and bromide and water. Bromide and water. So I look to see if all my symbols are there, and in the periodic table and chart, and they are. And I look to see all of my charges, if there's any ratios, and it's all 1-to-1 ratios, so there's nothing to change there. And then I finally look to see if it needs to be balanced, and it is already balanced, so I leave it as it is.